Pecha Kucha 48, lots of TED Talks. So I tried to use YouTube to do something a bit more productive this week and actually listen to smart people say smart things. The jury's still out on if that was a more useful way to spend my time than just watching clips of Family Guy. So I spent the start of the week playing Neo. It's still a game I thoroughly enjoy on all levels. And it never feels difficult to justify wasting my time playing it because it's just such a high quality product. But I also spent my time playing Diablo 3, and I created a hardcore character, and that's a character that once it dies, it stays dead. There's no benefit in doing it, it's just for bragging rights. And I don't even really like Diablo 3 that much, so I felt kind of stupid doing this, and it kind of played on me. So it actually got me kind of angry. Like, just, why am I wasting my time playing Diablo? I could at least have been playing Neo. So I just thought, you know what? Let's go on YouTube. Let's look for some videos. Let's talk about procrastination. I have a million things to be doing, and I'm doing none of them, even though I want to. So the first video I saw is clearly aimed at like college kids and stuff. It's about, oh, you gotta get that paper in, get your mum to hide your phone or lock you out of the internet, something like this. It's really about kind of trying to deny the opportunity to procrastinate. And then I ended up in the TED Talks proper. So this guy's talking about, the instant gratification monkey makes you decide that you're going to do things that aren't good for you. The panic monster makes you realize you have deadlines, and he gets you to actually do the things you do, but you only do those things out of fear of public embarrassment and stuff like that. So if you have no deadlines, you're in big shit, which is my problem. The next guy was talking about learned habits and how you pick up these bad habits, and if you don't replace them with better habits, you're in trouble. And he was talking about science and talking about smoking and overeating as his two main examples. This guy was talking about the same things, but both of these guys, their attitude was don't try and deny your cravings. Let them linger, accept them, analyze how you feel, and try and break the habit by being more aware of what's going on. So this guy was talking about how comfort is bad for you, and you always hear people say, get out of your comfort zone. And he broke it down to a 4-step stage, and you want to be in complexity. You want to be out of your comfort zone, because being uneasy means you're probably doing something worth doing. This guy talks about how the accepted wisdom, follow your passion, doesn't actually lead to job satisfaction. And he argues what you want to do is find a job that lets you help other people. And then when you look back on it, of course, you're going to be satisfied because you actually have proof that you've benefited others more than yourself. So this guy was talking about how social media is not a good idea. I assume you need it for business. He's saying, no, you don't need it to keep your friends. You don't need it for business. If you make products the market wants, they will come to you. You don't need to be putting your public information all over the internet so Google can make money off of you. This guy was talking about how sitting in chairs is fundamentally something we shouldn't be doing because our bodies aren't designed for it. And, he just talks about back pain being really the product of 7 hours a day spent in chairs. And while it seemed silly, he was talking enough sense that I gave some credit there. Next video was just like a 7 tips to avoid procrastination. Some, they were good, but it was also a plug for a 5-step program that the guy was trying to sell. So it's difficult to know how to feel about that. This guy broke down your life purpose into 5 questions: who you are, what you do, who you do it for, what they expect of you, and how they feel as a result of what you do. It's at the very least a good thing. It's your elevator pitch, basically, so you should at the very least know that. Then the YouTube train takes me to someone talking about how you shouldn't trust things like 12 pieces of advice that successful people use, because you're never getting the full picture. If you're only talking about if you're only hearing from the successful people, you don't get the counterbalance of the unsuccessful people who might have used the exact same advice and it didn't work out. So back to TED Talks, this guy talks about Twitter as I understand it, using the example of someone who through one tweet lost their job and became publicly ridiculed across the world. And I just feel like really that's what happens on Twitter. You say that one stupid thing, it's usually a joke that doesn't get over, and then the internet ends you. So here's a guy who replies to those spam emails about gold from Africa and stuff like that. He by far got the largest standing ovation of any of these talks I saw. Effectively, this was pure entertainment. And that's why I'm not sure TED Talks are the best thing. So Metal Gear Solid 5, I'm playing again. The intro is still an excellent... The first hour is just a masterclass of narrative storytelling. There's a lot of tension in there, and it's a shame the rest of the game isn't the same way. There's so many characters in the game who serve no purpose. It's sad, but you're in a hospital. You wake up with amnesia. There's a military attacking, and you have to escape. You kind of can't defend yourself. You're just going with the flow, and it's chaos and fear, and it's brilliant because it's involving. And the quote of the week, because I saw a fantastic Macho Man interview that was only 50% edited to hilarity. The other 50% was Macho Man doing the cocaine. And the beat goes on, 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 and the beat goes on. Oh yeah, the beat goes on. Mean Gene Okerlund and Macho Man, between them, were cutting some super goddamn promos. And the beat goes on. Next week is next week, and hopefully my master PC will show up. I can get some real stuff done. We will see. That brings us to the end of Pecha Kucha 48, and I will see you next time.